Hello, everybody. I just want to welcome everyone. Welcome, everyone. And you should have up on your screens now notice about the upcoming day-long virtual meditation retreat, which is June 8th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, with, of course, Lama Surya. Awake and Aware, Sangha Live Living Community. Then we've got a summer pop-up virtual workshop on June 29th, and also on July 20th. Death and the Dying Bardo on June 29th, and Karma on July 30th, the mysterious key to the universe. And please note in your calendars, mark off October 27th to November 1st. We will have an East Coast location, hooray, an in-person retreat, a beautiful Wisdom House in Litchfield, Connecticut. I used to live in Connecticut, and my dream was to be able to retire someday to Litchfield. Now, Lama Surya, if you are ready, it's all yours.
Yes, Mel, thank you very much. Nice to see you all. Let me just get the video set up here. Me and technology are not one. Maybe you can relate. Anyway, nice to see you all. And today's a special day, not just a Sunday, which is already a great day, but Eastern Orthodox Easter. If you're familiar with that religion, Catholicism, Roman Catholicism, and Eastern Orthodox religion, very interesting, with their own calendar and so on. Nice to see you all again. Hi, everybody. Love you all. Yes, Easter. The light has risen. Let's find the golden egg of wisdom and look deep and nurture ourselves and each other with our own yoke, not looking for something outside to get, to buy, to fall on us, to have DoorDash or Amazon deliver, to go on the shopping channel or whatever. Nurture from our own yoke, our own inner assets, whatever you want to call it. The Buddha nature, the divine nature, our best self, the good heart, etc. The Buddha within, the Christos, the Godhead in each of us and all of us. So Easter, it's a great day to celebrate, and all the flowers are popping here at the Turtle Pond. So let's have a moment of silence. If we can get him to stop talking and hold all those in our hearts and prayers, warmth, with empathy and sympathy and compassion, feeling with them, feeling with others, the root of compassion, empathy. All those suffering in war zones, like in Gaza, Ukraine, Africa, and elsewhere, being bombed, being starved. All those who are hungry and thirsty, may we become the water of life to alleviate thirst, the panacea medicine to alleviate afflictions, the soul food to alleviate existential angst and spiritual malaise. These are bodhisattva prayers. May we become whatever is needed, even a bridge, a ferry, help, guidance, protection, encouragement, strength. May it be so. holding all in our prayers and hearts today with our sterling aspirations, our bodhicitta, wishing well for all, wishing others well, loving kindness, benevolence. A moment of silence, standing in unity, or should I say sitting in unity with all. Like the wizards of Oz. Just trying to get home. Open, friendly, welcoming experience, receptive, embracing all, embracing life. Thich Nhat Hanh says, yes, the Buddha's first fact of life or noble truth is the unenlightened life is full of difficulties and sufferings. But we can embrace the suffering joyfully. Isn't that wonderful? And we're not talking about masochism. Embrace joyfully. Face it. Assume the higher ground. Assume our Buddha seat. Whatever. Open our hearts as wide as the world, as Metta Ma, Sharon Salzberg calls one of her books. A heart as wide as the world. I love it. Open mind, not closed-minded. Open mindfulness, not closed mindfulness. Closed mindfulness. Closed-mindedness. We have enough of that in the world. Oh my God. Eyes open, ears open, nose open, mouth open, throat open, heart open, chest open, diaphragm open, anus open, decontracted, everything open, at ease, flowing, yet present, dynamically present, lucid and aware. Emptying ourselves out with the big out breath. The less of me, the more room for thee. O Lord, as the theists say, the less of me, the more room for thee. All beings, the venerable one, however we look at it, the yoga, the devotional path, putting ourselves, our lower selves, in service of the highest, even of our highest self. Not just the service of others. Service doesn't mean servant, it means servant leadership. As the classic on Bodhisattva leadership is called by Greenleaf. Servant leadership, not leading the servants. Being service-oriented leadership. Seva, serving the highest by serving the lowest. In Hinduism, Seva, serving God through serving humanity. Etc. Everything open, at ease, sensitive, not oversensitive, receptive, present and accountable. Seeing through wanting and unwanting, the greed, anger, and delusion or dualism that afflicts us, the obscurations, the poisons, the afflictions, as Buddha teaches. Seeing through the illusion of separateness, as these practices can help us do. Read my book on that subject, Making One with Everything, Seeing Through the Illusion of Separateness through Buddhist meditations. seeing through the activity. It takes two to tangle, like Velcro. Just because there are hooks, you don't have to hold up your ring and get hooked like a fish, smelling the bait, biting, swallowed with hook, line, sinker, being pulled out of their element to death, as it were, to disaster, to spiritual death. Don't take the bait of otherness, of Shempa, as Pema Children calls it, if you read her wonderful books. I'm a Pema Children. Just seeing, just being, is freeing. If it rhymes, it's in harmony, it's dharma, not drama. And nakedly regard the true face of Buddha-ness. Gaze in the mirror of emptiness of Shunyata and see clear light, the luminosity, one's own, the sheen, the luster of one's own human nature, the dharmakaya nature of that mind, as they say, the luster of one's Buddha nature, the inner radiance, the clear light, the inner light, the divine light of illumination. The healing light, the harmonizing light, the holifying light, not white, light, righteous, not self-righteous, right on, right, complete, best. Assume the high ground. Take your lotus seat, your Buddha seat. Be like a lotus girl or a lotus boy, as Helen Torkoff of Tricycle magazine calls her new memoir, Lotus Girl. Check it out. Look at the Moment Club. Founder of Tricycle magazine, long-time practitioner. The less of thee, the less Freudian slip. The less of me, the more of thee, O Lord, as they say. The less of me, the more room for thee. Sacred other, mate, child, comrade, friend, loved one. From me to we, the Bodhisattva vow. From me, ditation, to we, ditation. To make the point. Mahayana Buddhism, the big boat, universal deliverance, not just self-improvement, self-help, individual liberation, great as that can be. How can I be happy when all those around are protesting, are arguing, are fighting among ourselves, if not at war? Or diseases and inner afflictions, also inner conflicts, and subtle spiritual afflictions and obscurations like greed, hatred, delusion, pride, and jealousy. How can I rest on my enlightened laurels when my neighborhood is burning up? When the earth itself is burning up with environmental degradation. Beyond the activity, choiceless awareness, it's called in the ancient Buddhist meditation manuals. Bare attention, naked awareness, choiceless awareness, awareness alone, beyond subject, object, and interaction. Just seeing is freeing, just being is free, help yourself. As Buddha said, Pasako, help yourself, come and see. Beyond reactivity, judgment, or evaluation, letting be, letting go, which means letting come and go, letting be, open to the wisdom of allowing. The big love, the ultimate friendliness, openness, welcoming, not indulging in being carried away, not suppressing anything, just with it, not against it, co-meditating with everything, intermeditating, into being with everything. Why not? And transparent, translucent, illumined, incandescent, transreal essence. Seeing through, being throughly. Enjoy the joy of natural meditation, search of meditation, Buddha's meditation. As the Dalai Lama says, Dzogchen is the practice of Buddhas, not beings. He's talking to each of us, not to some abstract Buddhas in another dimension. So exercise your Buddha muscle within, please. Practice this non-dual awareness, naked awareness, pure presence with a capital P. Practice. With practice. Bodhisattva cultivation. Being Buddha. Relying on Buddha-ness. Right now. And how. And down. Up down. Down. Gaga, ladies and gents and others. Come down out of the conning tower, the ivory tower, into the oasis of the heart, the rich oasis of feelings and emotions and just physical sensations, this moment, only moment. Come down from the arid ivory tower of the intellect and the head into the juicy, rich, fragrant, nourishing oasis of the heart. And enjoy the waters of life, not just slaking ordinary thirst. The waters of life, as Jesus called it, the Dharma, the ultimate panacea. That can cure all. with a big out breath, a big release, emptying yourself totally. May the force be with you. The Tao. Om Mani Padme Hori. 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 Don't miss mantra 3. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. The jewel in the lotus, the breeze within our spiritual unfolding and blossoming. In the whole, you will realize it and be benefited by it. a better world and a better future that is possible. A better future that begins right now. In the whole. My dear Mel, could you put on the whiteboard, on the something that we can all read for those who might not have the Dzogchen Center prayer book, the four dharmas of Longchenpa, which are on page somewhere. Just looked at them yesterday. Just thought about it yesterday. Now come out wherever you are, Long Papa. Here it is, page 13 in this version. Do you have it, Mel?
Yeah, I'm going to have to switch versions here for a minute, I think, but I will pull it up.
Can everybody see it? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll pull it up in a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Mel, it's in the blue one.
Is in the blue one? Okay.
Is the blue one this size, Menla?
Yes.
I'm looking
Yes,
at the blue one, which is my Dzogchen Nundro.
No. It's shorter than the red one.
Yeah, I will pull it up in a minute here for some reason, and I got myself. There we go.
This is called the Four Dharmas of Gampopa, who was Milarepa's guru, or the Four Dharmas of Longchenpa, Long Papa, our lineage master, the great Longchenpa guru, Jigme Lingpa, Nakshu Kempo, and many of us. Four Dharmas, here it means like universal principles.
Yep, I've got it up here. I just need to.
The word dharmas is very interesting with a capital D. It usually means spirituality, or law with a capital L, the cosmic law, universal law, or Buddhist teachings or Buddhist doctrines, dharma practice. With a small d, it means all things, all phenomena, noumena. Dharma is all things, all arisings. Here it means all, like four universal principles, representing the four turnings of the wheel of dharma. The four yanas, if you study Buddhism in that way. And four lines here. That's come down to us for 900 years. It's so profound and terse. And Tuku Urgen Rinpoche, the great Dzogchen master, late great Dzogchen master, father of Sokni Rinpoche, Minja Tuku Rinpoche, Shukidima Rinpoche, and so on. He always used to teach Dzogchen based on these four, especially the fourth line. Blessed empower us that the kaleshas, that confusion and the other defilements or obscurations itself dawn as primordial gnosis, as yeshe, as jnana, wisdom. So now let's chant it together in good old English. Bless and empower us that our minds and hearts turn toward the noble Dharma. Bless and empower us that our Dharma practice becomes one with the path and our life. Bless and empower us that the path truly dispels confusion, illusion. Bless and empower us that confusion itself dawns in the light of primordial awareness, of gnosis. In typical Tibetan or Vajrayana or even Old World fashion, this is put like a prayer, an invocation, an ask, a request. Bless us, empower us, directed towards Buddha, towards Guru, towards Longchenpa, towards higher power, the inner power, whoever your archetype or image is. But if we were going to do it in a more non-theistic, way, a more modern or almost secular Buddhist way, we might translate it as, may our minds and hearts turn toward the Dharma. May our Dharma practice mingle with a life in our path. May the path truly dispel confusion, delusion, pride, jealousy, hatred, anger, and so on. And may confusion itself dawn as gnosis. Translations are many, meaning is one. So now let's chant a little, maybe just think, and I will recite the loving kindness shloka or verses. May all beings be happy and have the root of happiness. May all beings be at peace and calm and in harmony. May all beings with whom we are inseparably interconnected be free from harm and danger and fear. May all be awakened, liberated, and free. May they all shine, glow, grow, continue on the high ground. May we all together complete the spiritual journey. May all be healed and whole again. May this earth be healed and whole again. May we all together complete the spiritual journey all the way home. I bow to that in your seat. Don't overlook it. Ah, how sweet it is. Sunday, my day. Your day. Today's a great day. Have a great day. Why not? Go for it. Thinking of things that I could share with you, plant some seeds. A wonderful memoir by Helen Torkoff, the founder and longtime publisher and editor of Tricycle Magazine, the first Buddhist magazine in English, maybe. Lotus Girl, recommendable. My life at the crossroads of Buddhism and America. Right now, she is retired from Tricycle and she's the editor for Tulku Mingyur Dorje, who many of you would know from his many teachings online. His book, Something About Joy, The Joy of Living, a selling book. And he's a great monk and Lama, check him out. Anyway, she's editing his books and she's very much spending time in Nepal and in the Dharma and with him and helping us all bring the Dharma from east to west and from theory into practice and into realization for a better world to be possible, which is our goal. I hope. Bodhisattva goal, alleviating suffering and delivering all into the best life possible. Must I add, not just this life, not just my life, but all lives, with or without believing in rebirth, all lives, all that lives now, however you want to think about it. I think our thoughts are so square sometimes, so solid and clunky. All lives, all time, all stars. And more esoteric, since that's hot off the press. And I'm looking around the room. Hi, Kat, Alan, Bonnie, all of you. Nice to see you. That's hot off the press. I can't remember, some of you, how old in our Sangha, how long you've been with us. In the 90s, I used to at retreats and all show videos. We used to have videos, if you remember these things, audio cassettes and video cassettes. Even if you don't have an antediluvian VCR player or something, it's been digitized and you can find it, and I recommend it. The Message of the Tibetans, which introduced Tibetan Buddhism to Europe, by Arnaud de Chardin, Kangyur Rinpoche's disciple, one of his disciple, and a French journalist who did a lot for Buddhism in the West. And then the second volume, even more interesting to us, about Tantric Buddhism. First part, Buddhism. Second part, Tantricism. And here you can see Dudjom Rinpoche and old yogis in the Himalayas doing the secret esoteric 6 yogas of Naropa and other things. Check it out. These are not things you could easily see today. Although with YouTube, with Googling, canoodling, and schmoogling, you could find pretty much anything today. Anyway, here we have a nice image of Buddhism, the Dalai Lama, so wonderful, so pure, so shiny, like so many of you. I won't mention names. And then here we have some more of the yogic outlook of the Tantric Vajrayana. Check these faces out. And these gigs. Emptiness dressed up in drag outfits. This is Drukchen Rinpoche's guru, Tuxi Rinpoche with the white beard, famous Lama with white beard. And this is another one. And if you see them in action on the video, you'll get a huge kick out of them, laughing and playing. And then one of them brings out from a wrapped cloth from like under his bed at his refugee camp hut. He brings out something in a wrapped cloth and he holds it up. And he says, this is the Vajra of Milarepa. It's been passed down through our lineage. He puts it on his head and we're all looking at this and going, whoa. That ain't no ordinary antique. Anyway, I have a whole archive of these things. It's called the Lama's Lineage Preservation Project that we're trying to keep alive and useful and relevant and keep planting seeds and help us to learn in other dimensions. Multimedia goes down easy, so interesting. There's even an interview with that old Lama with the white beard, of course, the translator, after he comes out of, I don't know what, some of you have seen it, like lifetime retreat or 9 years cave retreat or something, and he's sitting there like this, and they're trying to interview him, and he says, I never gave an interview before, I don't know how to do it, but anyway, this is fine, nice to see you, translated. And then they're asking him things like, how long were you in retreat, Master Rinpoche? And he says, oh, time is so... I shouldn't imitate him because he's talking Tibetan in the translation. Oh, time is so illusory. Who can remember many cycles of moons and suns? And he says some other things that you will not see in the movies or read in books these days. About death, about the bardo, about dying, about dissolution, about resolution, resolution, I don't know, regelling. All the stages. Not necessarily linear. Wonderful. Anyway, just a few thoughts. I like to bring something new here every week, not just same old, same old. Any questions, please?
Yes, Lama, we do have a question for you.
Well, thank you.
I have to put my glasses on to read it, but yep. Now I have to scroll down to it. I know it's there. There it is. How can we practice gratitude without reinforcing attachment to the things we're grateful for or reinforcing anxiety about losing things?
Gratitude without attachment, yeah, which brings fear of losing and a lot of other things. Very good. Gratitude. It's tricky. Let's think about something that we all grow up with, hopefully. Love, like our parents. I mean, just to pick an example, even if we're orphans, somebody raised us, some mentor, some guardian, some charitable, good Samaritan, some bodhisattva. Of course, if we're conscious, if we're astute in any way, if we self-reflect, if we we think about those things and we're grateful for them, especially after we grow up and out of our immature years or our rebellious, need to individuate teens. But how attached are we? Of course, being grateful to them and loving them involves some fear of loss. But loss is a big part of life. It's like part of the first noble truth. It's like our first task to let go of, not to throw away or forget, but holding on to what's slipping through our fingers, life, relations, years, youth, family, whatever. It's in our highest self-interest. If we hold on to what's slipping through our fingers anyway, you just get rope burn. So how can we practice gratitude without fixation, attachment, and what comes from it, like fear of loss, anxiety, stress, feelings of unfairness or injustice, things like that. I'm not talking about social injustice. Unfairness. Why does it happen to me? Why did my parents die? Well, everyone's parents die. Why did my parents die young? Well, that's a different story, a little more complex. So first of all, and I'm an author, a book lover, a reader, I want to recommend the best book I've ever read on loss, Necessary Losses, by Judith Viorst, Viorst. Not a Buddhist, not a psychologist, an elder woman who wrote about this, and a later book was Necessary Aging or something. Judith Viorst, brilliant about how life is changed and lost. This is such a universal message. Of course, Buddha's main teaching is about impermanence. So if we can embrace that difficulty joyfully, as Thich Nhat Hanh suggested, which I mentioned before, that would help us a lot. And recognize that loss and change is constant. And what did Blake say? I love this saying. He who binds to himself a joy doth the winged life destroy. He who kisses the joy as it flies, like a bird that lands in the hand. If you grasp it, just kill it, maybe. He who kisses the joy, enjoys it, appreciates it, thankful, as it flies, lives in eternal sunrise. So that's about non-attachment and letting go. Not just focusing on the loss. Oh, the bird was here, I better keep it, and I'm going to squeeze it. And then what? So that's one side I want to take up. The other side I want to take up has a more Buddhist angle. And of course, gratitude, as Meister Eckhart said, the Christian mystics is the greatest form of prayer. It's a great practice. We practice it in the Guru Yoga and devotional bhakti path of Eastern religions, of Hinduism and Buddhism, and etc. But on the other side, as we talk about generosity, dana, paramita, giving without expectation of return, or unconditional love, loving without, an investment project. I'll love you if you love me equally or more. Investing in that. No. Big love, noble love, unconditional love, divine love. So noble giving without expectation in return, caritas in Christianity, self-giving. Then we see how noble giving is a little more, so we could talk about noble gratitude, like being grateful without push and pull of transactionalism. Like being grateful as we get older, no matter what we resented or didn't like or didn't understand about whoever we're being grateful to. Let's say we have an example we're talking about only, that's again, the parents. Could be anything else. We could be grateful to God. That's a different, complicated discussion. We could be grateful to the earth that supports us, that gives us birth to life. However we look at it, we could be grateful to the higher power, the inner powers, things we don't understand, the bigger power, life itself that animates us, Mother Nature, life itself that animates us, the goddess. These are all just placeholders. So noble gratitude can free us from over-attachment and then the fear of loss. So I see time is going. So I hope that's clear. I want to stand behind that. What could be said? I'm going to say one more thing. As my Jewish genes are like clamoring to be channeled or to come out. And we just had Passover, the Jewish holiday of liberation, being liberated from slavery and suffering, which is such a good spiritual metaphor. Liberation from the oppression of the ego, of the obscurations and delusion on the path of wisdom and freedom. Anyway, we sing the song, Dayenu. Any of you Jews or people who have been to Passover Seder with your high school boyfriends or girlfriends, remember this song? Ilu hotzi hotzi onu mi mitzrayim hotzi onu dayenu die. This is the chorus now everybody sings. Dayenu 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 and on. But what does it mean? Even if we only got together tonight, it would be more than enough. Thank you. Even if we only got together tonight and had this wonderful Passover meal, it would be more than enough. Thank you. Dayenu. Even if we only got together tonight in this way, let's say as a family, as a karas, as our people, as kids, and we're safe. We can practice our religion. We can go to school. Not everybody can go to school or practice their religion in some other countries. We would be grateful. Dayenu, that would be more than enough. And it could go on forever because it's a chorus and it's a reminder. And that's how we practice gratitude without attachment. Even if we only had this much, it would be enough. Thank you. Thank you, Lord, in the Jewish context. So that's a great prayer and a great practice, and it's fun. You all know I like to chant, but I'm not a musician. I don't have the ear. I can't read music. I can hardly read anymore. But the only thing that I liked, although nobody encouraged me, so I didn't even say I liked it, or I didn't even tell myself I liked it, was the music and chanting in the synagogue. And I still remember many of those. Adon Olam Hashem Olam. Anyway, it's noon. I'm not going to carry on, but I want to reiterate, this is noble gratitude without fear of loss. This is appreciation. This is seeing, as it says in the Surya Tantra, the 3/4 of the glass that's full and not the half that's empty or that's dripping or leaking. Even if we only had a 3/4 glass, that would be enough. Even if we only had half a glass, I'm thirsty. Half a glass would help a great deal. Thank you. Even if we only had a sip here in the desert, it would save me for another day. Thank you, Lord. It's the opposite of entitlement. Oh, to all white people, overeducated white people that seem like me here. The opposite of entitlement, the antidote to not just attachment and fear of loss, but entitlement and taking things for granted. So I think that's something we could apply, like apply Dharma in our life. Even if I only, Mel, you look like you're somewhere in middle age or getting, to the end of middle age or whatever, morphing into the next level.
Is that morphine?
Yeah, morphing.
Morphine.
Story. We'll get on to morphine next week, maybe. Morphing into a different level. Don't you wake up in the morning, although you probably feel creaky and I don't know what, but I don't know you. I've never been in your room with you when you wake up. We could ask Carol. She's over there in the other corner, your wife. But Don't you feel like even if I just get up today, like I'm alive? That's not how we think
Absolutely.
when we're teenagers. We usually think, when's summer vacation? I can, don't have to go to school. When's the weekend? So I don't have to get up so early and go to school. Whatever these dissatisfying thoughts that we afflict ourselves with. So even if we could just get together like this for an hour on Sundays, it would be more than enough. How great it is. And it is. Thank you all. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord Buddha. Thank you all. Thank you all who put this together. Thank you all. Kathleen and Menla and Mel and everybody else, all of you who are here and not here, all of you who have been part of our Sangha and our movement, our Dharma movement for the last 50 or 60, or is it 2,500 years? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lama. I won't say that was more than enough, but I will say we're all grateful to go on with the rest of our day and whatever we have ahead of us this glorious Sunday. And remind you all that we're grateful for your donations. See you next week.